I ever cross your mind? Darling, do you ever see?
Good evening. For those of you who have ever been assigned the poem To the Virgins to Make Much of Time and had a little bit of trouble deciphering Robert Herrick's meaning, written in probably sometime before 1650, around 1630-ish or so. We don't have an exact date, but it uses the Carpe Diem theme. And one way of accessing this poem that I have found over the years was to modernize it just a little bit, because there's another song written in our times in the 60s by Jimmy Morrison and the Doors called Light My Fire that parallels the message of this poem pretty appropriately. So let's start with Jimmy Morrison's version. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Now you go to Robert Herrick's poem To the Virgins to Make Much of Time, and it starts very similar. The words are different, but the message is the same. So it goes somewhat like this if we were to put it to a little bit of music. Gather ye rosebuds while ye may. Old time is still a-flying, and this same flower that smiles today, tomorrow it'll be dying. Yeah, yeah. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Now the second verse by Morrison is, the time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we could only lose, and our love becomes a funeral pyre. Yeah, yeah. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now we're going to skip a couple of verses in To the Virgins to Make Much of Time down to the last one and draw the parallel here. The middle two you can go back and read yourself. But the last one is, and I think you'll see the parallel here. Then be not coy, but use your time, and while you may go marry, for having lost but once your prime, you know, girl, you may forever tarry. Yeah, yeah. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, baby, light my fire. So Robert Herrick message wasn't too much different, except that Jimmy Morrison didn't insist that you probably ought to get married before you have your fire lit. That last little line in Herrick's poem reflects the fact that he was a priest, and in order to have your fire lit you need to be married. So anyhow, hopefully that was or gave you some insight into the virgins to make much of time, which, by the way, we'll dedicate to Robin Williams. He used that poem at the beginning of Dead Poets Society to teach the young group of young men that he was acting with in the movie about grabbing the moment. Do not tarry. Do not wait, because you're only young once. And if you wait, you may forever tarry.
Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came down in the hollow, playing a new game, laughing